Josh and Caleb.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Obviously ripping Scooby-Doo because someone has to. Velma's not. We'll get to that. Wasn't going to make this video, was going to let Velma pass me on by. Then I watched a bunch of reviews on it and people started asking me my thoughts, so I'm like, well, as a Scooby-Doo fan, I kind of feel like I have to make a video. Plus, what the showrunner said this week, and some stuff Mindy Kaling has said in the show. We'll get to that, but all that, plus the Instagram page of Velma, I was like, okay, I have to make a video on this. If you didn't know, is sitting at 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, it's rotting now. And it just cracked the top 10 worst shows of all time on IMDb. Is third behind two foreign films that I've never heard of. So, good job, Mindy. Way to get a show out there and make a top 10 worst list. And Scooby-Doo related. That's great. So I have notes. I'm not going to put in pictures or clips or anything. This is more of like a therapy session to help me move on and move past this day. It was kind of like Franken Creepy, the animated movie where Velma is the bad guy, you know? I hated that movie. So, most of the negative things around Scooby-Doo have to do with Velma. For a lot of people, it's Scrappy. I actually love Scrappy. Oh, we have our Velma pup here. So yeah, we'll talk about everything. Just going off of the reviews that I've seen. I don't have HBO Max, so I forgot if I said that or not. Watched like 20 or so reviews, so yeah, that's what we're going by. Okay, first I'll start with what the showrunner said, who's not Mindy Kaling. She wrote the show and produces it, stars in it, everything, but he said that they did it for the love of Scooby-Doo and a love for the fans. I'm just thinking, no. Like, if you watch that show, there are no references, no. I mean, there's a few that are kind of like throwaway, like, some of the catchphrases are now drug names. And, you do see they pull the bad guy up out of the water, but, like, is absolutely nothing to do with Scooby-Doo. And we'll get to all that, but once he said that, I'm like, really? And the Instagram page for Velma is like really weird. Go take a browse at your leisure. It is very random. And then Mindy. Well, I'm going to end with that. Yeah, we'll end with the Mindy Kaling quote from the show. Let's see. So you're probably wondering, how did Velma get made? Well, it was before Zaslav took over the hammer. So I feel like Mindy wrote an adult animated show, presented it to Warner Brothers. They're like, no, this is awful. We're not going to pay you anything for this show. So her and her showrunner got together and said, hey, let's just throw an IP on there and they'll grab it up instantly. So they took Velma, changed some stuff around, and it's a Velma show. That's my theory. I could be very wrong about. Maybe she just hates Scooby Doo and wanted to destroy it. I don't know. We know she hates cartoons, so we'll get to that. So I feel like that's how it got made. She wrote a adult comedy, very edgy, that she wanted to do, but they didn't want to make it, so she slapped a IP on there, got it made. I feel like that's how. And the reason I feel it didn't get canceled is it was under contract. I think it was something to do with Mindy's contract where it had to be released or she would get, however much money for them not releasing it. So those are my two thoughts on that. It also makes you wonder how many episodes of The Office Mindy wrote, because she was a writer and starred in The Office. If you guys didn't know, I'm sure you know. She also created and wrote and starred in the Mindy Project, which I've not actually seen. Caleb says it's funny and good, so maybe this is just a bad step for her. I don't know. Everybody has a bad movie, everybody has a bad show. But I feel like she's intentionally going after people who don't like animation because she thinks we're all losers, I guess, or, or something. Or maybe she really just wanted to make like a really edgy adult animated show. And the only way she could do that was with Velma. So, possibly. So, there you go. I remember we did a Warner Brothers tour, and some of the sets we saw were of the Mindy Project. Just random, that just popped into my head. So, but I've never seen it, so I was like, oh, cool. But the sad thing is, Scoob 2 Holiday Hunt was canceled. Poor Scoob. Was canceled, and this got released. It makes you wonder, why not just release Scoob 2? Also, Velma gets released. Anyway, I try to look at the glass half full most of the time, so there had to be a reason. Mainly tax write-off for this, but I was not a huge fan of Scoob, so, I wasn't that excited for Scoob 2. I've watched reviews on the first two episodes. Sounds really awful. Uh, I'll just go over the characters a little bit. Velma hates all of her friends from the mystery. She literally hates all of them. Like she calls them names and you know, they throw insults at her. What's up Norvo? But we'll get to that. Just weird. It's nothing like Velma. Velma's like smart, solving mysteries, always the smartest person in the room. I don't know why Mindy wrote it to where this Velma like really hates the world and like is mean to everybody. I guess 'cause it wasn't Velma is the real reason. It was someone else and she changed the name so she could get made. The mystery, they're all friends. That's a big reason why I like Scooby Doo. All of them are friends. They all come from different backgrounds, they all have different personalities, and they all mesh and are friends regardless of that. So anyway, we gotta move on. Don't want it to be 40-minute video here. Daphne is a drug dealer in this show. Uh, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that one. Norville is basically a slave to Velma. He does anything she wants, anything to make her happy, even though she does not like him, and throws insults at him for liking her, because that's just the most hilarious thing in the world. Because that would never happen, you know. And really, it makes you like Fred. I mean, Norville, the most in the show, really, because he's doing his best. He he likes her. He wants to, you know, make her happy. She does not want that. So the show goes after basically everybody, all, you know, name it, political, race, views, rich, poor, wherever you are, they're going to make a joke about you. And most of the jokes are not funny. Like, they do not land. They throw a lot of insults at Fred. Did I mention Fred? Oh, no, I didn't. Fred is made out to be the spoiled rich kid, you know, who can't do anything for himself. And that's not the Fred from the show, but she didn't write Fred, she wrote someone else and changed the name. I'm going with that 100%. She wrote this for completely different characters. Maybe that's just me being delusional, because no one would purposely write a Scooby-Doo show like this. Uh, and no, if you're a parent out there, this show is not for kids. Is not. Like, there's gore, there's violence, uh, you know, all kinds of stuff. Cussing, drugs. I feel like some parents are just gonna pop it on because it's Velma and that's Scooby Doo and that's okay, and they're gonna put it on and their kids are gonna be like, you know, violence, whatever, you know. It's also the fact that the characters in the show are underage. So if all the scenarios they're in are like really weird because they're all like 14, 15. So it's very random. Some of them have guns and drugs and all kinds of stuff. It's very weird, but I know some parent is going to just pop it on. It kind of takes me back to Sausage Party. You guys remember that animated film? All the parents taking their kids to that, and it was not a kids movie. So yeah. So the question is, who was this show made for? I guess the only person that would know was the one who wrote it, Mindy. So maybe she'll answer that one day. Clearly, it wasn't made for Scooby-Doo fans. I think most fans of Scooby-Doo will agree with that. They just use the IP. Uh, there's a lot I could break down, the like individual stuff, everything in both episodes. I'm not going to do that. Life's too short. We're going to move on. I just want to share some general thoughts about Velma. Uh, Tell me your thoughts, because I'm very curious. We're going to get to a few more topics, but definitely tell me your thoughts down below. Uh, let's see. Okay, we'll do the biggest cons, I feel like. And this is just the first two episodes, not the whole series. I believe there's 10 more episodes. Oh boy, I cannot watch those. This is the only video I'm doing for Velma. So hope you guys enjoy this. I'm done after this. I might catch them if it's ever released to DVD, just to see, because I collect everything Scooby-Doo. So biggest cons of the show, they aren't friends. The misdrinks, the gang is, they are not friends, at least in the first two episodes. I don't know if there's a story arc where they all have to come together or something, but I don't know. Uh, Vilma doesn't solve, the second was Vilma doesn't solve any mysteries because when she solves mysteries, she has hallucinations, which are very cool though. That might be the best part of the two episodes was her hallucinations. They're very creepy, like green, like glowing. They're very cool. But they give her a heart attack? What? Like hallucinations give you a heart attack. Like, I know Wes Craven said when he was writing Nightmare on Elm Street, he studied these real cases where people actually died in their sleep. So maybe it's possible, but it's a weird thing to write into a Scooby-Doo show because they are known for solving mysteries, and Velma cannot physically solve mysteries. Uh, Velma used, the third thing is Mindy used IP to get a bad show made. Uh, none of the fourth one is none of the gang have their character traits. Fred is a leader, he doesn't like traps. Shaggy doesn't eat a lot of food, he's not chill, etc. I could go on and on. I'm not talking about, changing the race. That doesn't really matter to. I mean, we've had different ones before. Like, where's that one? All three of these. She was a good Velma. So, that kind of doesn't matter. I mean, Nick Fury, Kingpin, the list could go on and on. So that's not an issue for me. Oh, and the fifth and biggest reason is Scooby-Doo is not in the show, which could also be a positive. Thank you, Mindy. You did something good in Velma. You did not include Scooby-Doo because she said, quote, adults do not want to see a talking dog. Yep, that was a real quote said by Mindy Kaling. Adults do not want to see a talking dog. Ouch. Yeah, how's that going for you, Mindy? Is that going good for you? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I better stop. That just, people are allowed to watch. They can watch wherever they want to watch. If you want to watch, I don't know, Rick and Morty, that's a great adult show. If you want to watch something, a little less adult, like Scooby Doo, that's great. SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron. I could keep going on. Now I'm just rambling. uh, but thank you for not putting Scooby Doo in it, Mindy. That means a lot to me. Also, okay, so here's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. I hear Scooby in the show is a girl and is a love interest for Norville. That's what I've heard. I've heard that a lot of places, so it is probably true. I could see Mindy doing that. So yeah, thank you for not putting Scooby-Doo in the show. Uh, which proves it was never to be meant to be a Scooby-Doo show unless she just literally hates the Scooby-Doo franchise, which could be if she hates cartoons. It's likely. Uh, my thought for like a adult Scooby-Doo show is like you could do the gang and like a slasher, like that movie they made, like this Saturday Morning Mystery. This is basically a Scooby-Doo live-action movie, kind of like that, you know, or like the few segments they did for Robot Chicken. Something like that. Like they go after. You remember those pictures with the mystery, with all those the horror icons chasing them? That would be a cool show. So make that happen, Warner Brothers. Uh, a lot of people are basing this new Velma show and saying this movie was as bad as that. No. I actually really enjoy Daphne and Velma. This also got a lot of hate. I don't think it was scored as low as that. I mean, this is G. So, I mean, you get what you get. I think it was made for. Anyway, I don't know. I enjoy this one. Just wanted to mention that. Let's see. So, Slasher, or that cool comic book back a few years. Thought it would be like that. Okay, final thoughts. Uh, oh, yes, let me get to this. Mindy Kaling has a joke in the show where, she thought 420 meant loser adults who still watch cartoons. So, add that to the list of great quotes. So yeah, uh, which is ironic because Mindy Kaling was in Inside Out, and that's an anime classic. So anyway, maybe Mindy should watch more animation. You know, would give her some positive vibes. Uh, yeah, that's why we're behind anime, folks. Anime is the far superior medium to what we are doing here in the States. Okay, that's my notes. Ah, so there's it. Velma, what did you guys think? I just had to pop on here, do a quick therapy session after not even watching the two episodes, just I mean, it was basically shot for shot all the reviews, but yeah, wanted to share my thoughts. Maybe you guys liked it. I don't know. It's not for everybody, but it could be for some. And also makes me appreciate She-Hulk. So, thank you, Mindy. You've made me appreciate She-Hulk. I'm gonna go watch it now. Oh, if this show had come out in 2022, this would have been the worst on my top. You know, I did that best worst of 2022. This would have been on the top just from two episodes. So you did better than that, She-Hulk. That's a that's a positive. All right, I'm going to end. I've rambled long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed this. All right, that is going to do it. I'm Josh. More videos coming as always. Until then, if I don't see you out thrifting or at Walt Disney World, I will see you at the movies. Yeah, totally forgot. Alright, bye. Yeah. Thoughts down below. Did you like Velma? Or did you not? Alright. Bye. I'm gonna go watch She-Hulk now. Nah, not really.